The greatest victory you will ever achieve is not over competition, circumstances, or luck. It is over yourself. The moment you master your thoughts, emotions, and daily actions, you unlock a level of success that no obstacle, setback, or opinion can ever take away. Every extraordinary life is built on ordinary decisions made consistently. Self-discipline is not about punishment. It is about freedom. It is the ability to choose what matters most over what feels easiest today. When you control your habits, you control your future. When you master your mindset, you become stronger than fear, excuses, and distractions. This journey isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming intentional, dependable, and unstoppable. One disciplined choice at a time. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against other people. It is not against your competitors, your critics, or your circumstances. The greatest battle happens quietly inside you every single day. It is the battle between what you know you should do and what you feel like doing. The outcome of that battle determines the direction of your life. Every morning, you wake up with two choices. One choice asks you to stay comfortable, delay your goals, and tell yourself that tomorrow will be a better day. The other choice asks you to stand up, take responsibility, and do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Success belongs to the people who keep choosing the second option. Think about the strongest people you know. They are not always the smartest. They are not always the most talented. They are not always the luckiest. What separates them is their ability to control themselves. They don't let emotions decide every action. They don't allow temporary frustration to destroy long-term dreams. They understand that every decision is a vote for the person they are becoming. Imagine a farmer who plants seeds. The first day, nothing happens. The second day, the field still looks empty. A week later, there is little to see. If the farmer became impatient and stopped watering the field, the harvest would never come. But because the farmer trusts the process, the invisible work beneath the soil eventually becomes visible. Your personal growth works the same way. Every disciplined action is like watering a seed. You may not see immediate results, but your future is quietly being built beneath the surface. Many people wait for motivation before they begin. They'll tell themselves they will start exercising when they feel inspired. They will begin saving money when life becomes easier. They will work on their dreams when they have more confidence. But motivation is unpredictable. Some days it shows up, many days it doesn't. If your progress depends on motivation, your future becomes uncertain. Discipline is different. Discipline says, I will do what matters whether I feel excited or not. It understands that feelings change, but principles remain. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are often the ones who learn to keep moving on ordinary days. There will be mornings when your bed feels warmer than your ambition. There will be evenings when distractions seem more attractive than your goals. There will be moments when giving up feels easier than continuing. Those moments are not signs that you are failing. They are opportunities to prove that your commitment is stronger than your comfort. Life constantly offers small tests. Will you spend another hour scrolling through distractions, or will you spend that hour learning a valuable skill? Will you react with anger when someone criticizes you, or will you respond with wisdom and self-control? Will you complain about your situation, or will you look for one action that improves it? These choices may seem small, but they quietly shape your character. Consider two friends who begin with the same opportunities. One chooses small improvements every day. They read a few pages of a good book, exercise for 30 minutes, save a little money, and learn something new. The other chooses comfort whenever possible. They postpone important work, make excuses, and believe they will change someday. After 1 month, the difference between them is hardly noticeable. After 1 year, the gap becomes obvious. After 10 years, they are living completely different lives. Their future was not created in one dramatic moment. It was created through thousands of small decisions. Self-control is not about becoming rigid or joyless. It is about becoming powerful enough to choose what truly matters. When you control your emotions, you communicate better. When you control your spending, you create financial stability. When you control your time, you accomplish meaningful work. When you control your habits, you shape your destiny. There will always be things outside your control. You cannot control every opportunity. You cannot control every opinion. You cannot control every challenge that appears in your path. But you can always control your attitude, your effort, and your response. That is where your greatest strength lives. Mistakes will happen. Everyone has days when they fall short of their own standards. The important thing is not pretending to be perfect. The important thing is refusing to stay down. Learn from your mistakes without allowing them to define you. Every setback contains a lesson if you are willing to look for it. Every failure can become a stepping stone instead of a stopping point. Begin with simple promises to yourself. Wake up when you said you would. Finish one important task before reaching for distractions. Keep your word even when nobody is watching. These small victories build confidence because they teach you that you can trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you become stronger in every area of life. Remember that your habits are writing your future every single day. Each disciplined action may seem insignificant on its own, but together they create extraordinary results. Every healthy meal, every focused hour, every difficult conversation handled with patience, and every promise kept becomes another brick in the foundation of the life you are building. Your future self is waiting for the decisions you make today. Don't let temporary comfort steal permanent opportunity. Don't trade your biggest dreams for your smallest excuses. Stand up, take ownership of your choices, and keep moving forward one disciplined step at a time. The moment you learn to control yourself, you stop being controlled by fear, comfort, distraction, and doubt. That is the moment your real transformation begins. Master your daily choices, stay faithful to your purpose, and remember that every act of self-discipline is bringing you closer to the life you truly deserve. Every meaningful transformation begins with a decision. Not a decision made once in a moment of excitement, but a decision repeated every day through your actions. The life you dream about is not built by occasional effort. It is built by consistency. The person who learns to stay consistent, especially when life becomes difficult, gains an advantage that talent alone can never provide. Many people believe success comes from doing something extraordinary once. In reality, success is usually the result of doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, day after day. The challenge is that consistency is not exciting. It doesn't always produce immediate results. It asks you to trust the process long before the rewards become visible. Imagine a sculptor standing in front of a giant block of stone. With each strike of the hammer, almost nothing seems to change. A person walking by might think the work is pointless because the rock still looks the same. But the sculptor knows every strike matters. Every small effort weakens the stone until one final strike reveals the masterpiece hidden inside. Your daily habits work exactly the same way. Every disciplined action shapes your future, even when you cannot yet see the difference. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting instant success. We live in a world where everything seems to happen quickly. Information arrives instantly. Entertainment is available in seconds. But personal growth refuses to follow that timeline. Real growth is gradual. It develops quietly while you continue showing up, even when nobody notices your effort. There will be days when your progress feels invisible. You will study without seeing immediate improvement. You will work hard without receiving recognition. You will make sacrifices while others seem to enjoy an easier path. Those moments test your character more than your ability. They ask one important question: will you continue even when the reward is delayed? The answer to that question determines your future. Think about someone learning to play a musical instrument. The first few days are frustrating. Every note sounds imperfect. Every movement feels awkward. If they judge their ability after 1 week, they might quit. But if they continue practicing consistently, those awkward movements slowly become natural. What once felt impossible becomes effortless. The change didn't happen overnight. It happened because they refused to stop practicing. Life rewards the same principle in every area. A person who reads 10 pages every day may not feel smarter after a week, but after a year, they have completed several books that could completely change the way they think. Someone who saves a small amount of money every month may not feel wealthy immediately, but over time, those small decisions create financial security. A person who exercises regularly may not notice dramatic changes after a few workouts, but months later they have more energy, confidence, and strength. Consistency creates results that intensity cannot. Many people work hard for a few days and then disappear. They become excited by a new goal, give everything they have for 1 week, and then lose focus. They mistake temporary enthusiasm for long-term commitment. But lasting success belongs to those who understand that small, repeated actions are more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. This is why your routines matter more than your intentions. You may intend to become healthier, but your daily eating habits tell the real story. You may intend to become successful, but your daily use of time reveals your priorities. You may intend to build confidence, but your willingness to face difficult situations determines whether confidence grows or fades. Your habits speak louder than your goals. There is another important lesson about consistency. It requires patience with yourself. Some days you will perform at your best. Other days you will struggle. You might miss a workout, make a mistake, lose focus, or fall behind your schedule. That does not mean you have failed. Failure begins only when you decide not to continue. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you stop for a moment to catch your breath, you have not abandoned the climb. You are simply preparing for the next step. In life, setbacks should be treated the same way. Learn from them, recover from them, and keep moving forward. Do not allow one bad day to become a bad week. Do not allow one mistake to become an excuse for giving up completely. Every new day gives you another opportunity to return to the habits that are building your future. Consistency also strengthens your confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you send your mind a powerful message. I can trust myself. That trust becomes the foundation of self-belief. Confidence is not something you magically receive. It grows through repeated evidence that you are capable of following through on your commitments. There will always be people who seem to move faster than you. Some will achieve success earlier. Some will receive opportunities you haven't yet found. Resist the temptation to compare your journey with theirs. Comparison steals energy that should be invested in your own progress. Focus instead on becoming slightly better than you were yesterday. Improve your attitude, improve your discipline, improve your patience, improve your skills. Those small improvements may seem insignificant, but they accumulate over time into remarkable change. Remember that every great achievement is made up of countless ordinary moments. Every successful business began with small decisions. Every inspiring leader developed through years of learning. Every respected professional once struggled as a beginner. Nobody starts at the finish line. The people you admire are not different because life was easier for them. They became different because they continued when others stopped. They remained faithful to the process when the results were still invisible. Today, make a commitment that goes beyond motivation. Decide that your actions will no longer depend on your mood. Build habits that support the life you want. Protect your time. Stay patient with your progress. Celebrate small victories because they are proof that you are moving in the right direction. Years from now, people may look at your success and think it happened suddenly. They will see the harvest but not the seasons of preparation. They will admire the results without fully understanding the discipline that created them. But you will know the truth. You will know that every early morning, every difficult choice, every moment of persistence, and every small act of consistency became another step toward the life you once imagined. Never underestimate the power of showing up one more time. Stay committed when excitement fades, stay patient when progress is slow, and stay faithful to the habits that shape your future. Consistency may not always be dramatic, but it is the quiet force that turns ordinary people into extraordinary examples of what is possible. The quality of your life is determined not only by what happens to you, but by how you respond to what happens. Every day brings situations you cannot predict. Some will encourage you, while others will test your patience, your confidence, and your strength. In those moments, your greatest advantage is not having complete control over the world around you. It is having control over yourself. Most people spend too much energy trying to change other people. They want others to think differently, behave differently, or appreciate them more. They become frustrated because they cannot control someone else's choices. The truth is that peace begins when you stop fighting battles that were never yours to win. Your attention belongs on the one person you can truly shape, yourself. Imagine two people standing in the middle of the same storm. The rain falls equally on both of them. The wind is just as strong for each person. One becomes angry, complains about the weather, and gives up before reaching the destination. The other accepts that the storm cannot be stopped and focuses only on taking the next step. They both face the same challenge, but they experience completely different outcomes because of their attitude. Life works in much the same way. There will always be unexpected setbacks. You may lose an opportunity you worked hard for. A relationship may disappoint you. A business may struggle. A dream may take longer than expected. These experiences are painful, but they do not have the power to define your future unless you allow them to control your thinking. Your response is always more powerful than the event itself. Think about how often emotions try to make your decisions for you. Anger tells you to speak before you think. Fear tells you to quit before you even begin. Doubt whispers that you are not capable enough. Comfort encourages you to stay exactly where you are. If you follow every emotion without questioning it, your life becomes unstable because emotions constantly change. Instead, learn to pause before reacting. A few moments of self-control can prevent years of regret. When someone criticizes you unfairly, your first instinct may be to argue or seek revenge. But ask yourself a better question. Will my reaction improve my future? Sometimes the strongest response is calmness. Sometimes the wisest decision is silence. Sometimes growth means walking away instead of proving a point. This is not weakness. It is strength under control. There is a difference between reacting and responding. A reaction is immediate and emotional. A response is thoughtful and intentional. Successful people develop the habit of responding instead of reacting. They understand that every choice either strengthens their character or weakens it. Consider a professional athlete during an important competition. The crowd may become noisy. The referee may make a mistake. An opponent may try to create frustration. If the athlete loses emotional control, performance immediately suffers. The best athletes train not only their bodies, but also their minds. They stay focused on what they can control instead of becoming distracted by everything they cannot. The same principle applies to your everyday life. You may not control the economy, but you can improve your skills. You may not control someone's opinion of you, but you can control your integrity. You may not control every obstacle, but you can control your determination. These are the decisions that quietly shape your future. One of the greatest mindset shifts you can make is replacing blame with responsibility. Blame feels comfortable because it gives you an excuse. Responsibility feels difficult because it asks you to grow. But responsibility is where your power begins. Imagine someone who wants better health. They could blame genetics, their schedule, or their lack of time forever. Or they could begin with one simple change: taking a daily walk, drinking more water, or choosing healthier meals. Small acts of responsibility eventually create major transformation. The same is true for finances, relationships, careers, and personal growth. Progress begins when excuses end. Another important lesson is learning to protect your inner peace. Every day, the world offers distractions designed to steal your focus. Negative conversations, unnecessary arguments, endless comparisons, and constant worries can consume your mental energy. If you allow every outside influence to control your emotions, you will never have enough energy left to build the life you truly want. Choose carefully what deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves a response. Not every disagreement deserves your time. Not every setback deserves your discouragement. Some battles are won simply by refusing to fight them. Remember that emotional strength is built through practice. The first time you choose patience instead of anger, it may feel difficult. The first time you remain calm during uncertainty, it may feel uncomfortable. But every time you exercise self-control, your ability to handle future challenges becomes stronger. Just like a muscle grows through repeated training, character grows through repeated choices. There will still be moments when you make mistakes. You will lose your patience. You will say things you wish you hadn't said. You will occasionally allow fear to influence your decisions. Do not let those moments convince you that growth is impossible. Instead, treat every mistake as a teacher. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I respond better next time? This mindset transforms failure into wisdom. Over time, you will notice something remarkable. The situations that once overwhelmed you begin to lose their power. The criticism that once hurt you no longer controls your confidence. The setbacks that once stopped you become temporary obstacles instead of permanent barriers. Not because life became easier, because you became stronger. Strength is not measured by how loudly you speak or how aggressively you defend yourself. True strength is measured by your ability to remain focused when distractions appear, hopeful when challenges arise, and disciplined when emotions try to lead you in the wrong direction. Every single day gives you another opportunity to practice this kind of strength. When frustration comes, choose patience. When fear appears, choose courage. When excuses arrive, choose responsibility. When comfort invites you to quit, choose perseverance. These choices may seem small, but they are creating the person you will become. Never forget that your greatest victory will never come from controlling every circumstance around you. It will come from mastering your own attitude, your own emotions, and your own actions. When you learn to respond with wisdom instead of impulse, responsibility instead of blame, and determination instead of fear, you become the kind of person no obstacle can permanently defeat. Control yourself first, and you will discover a strength that no challenge can ever take away. Every great achievement begins long before the world notices it. Long before success becomes visible, there is a season of quiet preparation. It is a season where no applause is heard, no rewards are given, and no one is watching. This is where character is built. This is where self-discipline proves its true value. The people who eventually win in life are often the ones who learn to work faithfully in silence before they ever receive recognition. We live in a world that celebrates results. People admire the successful business, the healthy body, the confident speaker, or the accomplished leader. What they rarely see are the countless mornings of sacrifice, the difficult decisions, the repeated failures, and the unwavering commitment that made those achievements possible. Every visible success has an invisible story behind it. The challenge is that most people want the reward without embracing the process. They want confidence without facing fear. They want financial freedom without learning to manage money wisely. They want respect without first becoming dependable. They want extraordinary results while continuing ordinary excuses. Life doesn't work that way. The process always comes before the prize. Imagine someone planting an oak tree. During the first few years, the tree appears small and fragile. It grows slowly, almost unnoticed. But beneath the ground, something remarkable is happening. The roots are spreading deeper and becoming stronger. Those hidden roots will eventually support a tree capable of standing through powerful storms. If the roots were weak, the tree would never survive when strong winds arrived. Your character is those roots. Every difficult day you refuse to quit, every promise you keep, every temptation you overcome, and every challenge you face with courage is strengthening your foundation. Others may not see it today, but your future will be built upon it. There is something powerful about learning to work without immediate recognition. When nobody is praising your effort, your true motivation is revealed. Are you working only for approval, or are you working because you believe in the person you are becoming? The strongest people continue growing even when nobody is watching. A student who studies consistently without waiting for perfect grades develops discipline. An entrepreneur who continues improving after multiple failures develops resilience. A parent who sacrifices daily to provide a better future demonstrates quiet strength. These victories may never appear on a stage, but they shape lives in extraordinary ways. One of the biggest obstacles to growth is comparison. It is easy to look at someone else's success and feel discouraged. Social media often shows the finished product while hiding the years of struggle behind it. You see someone achieving their dreams, but you don't see the nights they doubted themselves, the mistakes they made, or the sacrifices they accepted. Comparison creates unnecessary pressure because you are measuring your beginning against someone else's middle or even their finish. Instead of asking, why am I not where they are? Ask yourself, am I becoming better than I was yesterday? That question changes everything. Progress is personal. Some people grow quickly in one season and slowly in another. Some reach certain goals earlier while others take longer. But every meaningful journey has its own pace. The important thing is not how fast you move. The important thing is that you never stop moving. There will be moments when you feel invisible. You may work harder than ever and still receive no recognition. You may improve yourself while others fail to notice. You may stay disciplined while watching people who seem less committed achieve success before you. Do not let those moments weaken your determination. Remember that delayed recognition does not mean wasted effort. The seeds you plant today often bloom long after you have forgotten planting them. Think about a craftsman building a beautiful piece of furniture. They spend hours sanding rough edges that nobody will ever notice. They strengthen joints hidden from view. They focus on details that may never receive compliments. Why? Because true excellence is not about impressing others. It is about knowing that the work has been done with integrity. Approach your own life with that same mindset. Build habits that nobody applauds. Develop skills that quietly prepare you for future opportunities. Strengthen your character in ways only you can measure. Because one day when opportunity finally arrives, your preparation will speak louder than your words. Another lesson hidden in quiet preparation is patience. Patience is not passive waiting. Patience is active faith combined with consistent effort. It is choosing to keep learning when progress feels slow. It is choosing to remain disciplined when results are delayed. It is trusting that every meaningful action is creating something valuable, even if you cannot yet see it. Many people give up just before their breakthrough because they mistake silence for failure. But silence often means growth is still happening beneath the surface. The greatest transformations usually happen gradually. Confidence grows one courageous decision at a time. Wisdom grows one lesson at a time. Strength grows one challenge at a time. Successes grows one disciplined day at a time. Do not underestimate the value of small improvements. Reading a few pages every day may seem insignificant, but over time it changes the way you think. Saving a little money consistently may seem small, but it creates lasting security. Practicing kindness daily strengthens relationships that become priceless. Choosing self-control in ordinary situations prepares you for extraordinary responsibilities. Small actions repeated faithfully create remarkable lives. There will always be reasons to quit. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will question your progress. Some days you will wonder whether your effort is making any difference. Those are the moments that define your future. Keep showing up. Keep improving. Keep believing in the value of today's discipline. Your future depends less on dramatic moments and more on ordinary days lived with extraordinary commitment. One day, people may admire your success and call you fortunate. They may think everything happened quickly. They may never fully understand the years of preparation that came before the achievement. That is perfectly fine. You are not building your life to impress people. You are building a life you can respect. Every quiet sacrifice, every disciplined decision, every patient step forward is shaping a future stronger than you can imagine today. Never lose faith simply because your progress is invisible. The strongest foundations are built where no one can see them. Continue preparing when nobody applauds, continue growing when nobody notices, and continue believing when results seem far away. Your character is becoming your greatest asset, and when the right opportunity finally arrives, the world will see what your discipline has been building all along. Every day, life presents you with a choice that most people never notice. It is not a choice between success and failure. It is a choice between comfort and growth. That choice appears in small moments, in the alarm clock that rings early, in the difficult conversation you have been avoiding, in the book you know you should read, in the workout you want to skip, and in the dream you keep postponing. These moments may seem ordinary, but they quietly determine the direction of your life. Comfort is not the enemy because rest is important. The real danger is becoming so attached to comfort that you stop growing. Growth always asks something from you. It asks you to leave behind familiar habits, face uncertainty, and become willing to struggle for something greater than your current situation. Think about a bird learning to fly. The nest is safe. It is warm, familiar, and protected. But if the bird never leaves the nest, it will never discover the strength that was placed inside its wings. Safety eventually becomes a prison when it prevents growth. In the same way, many people stay inside the comfort of familiar routines, even when those routines are keeping them from becoming the person they were meant to be. The truth is, your greatest opportunities often exist just beyond your greatest fears. Fear has a way of making every challenge look bigger than it really is. It tells you that you are not ready. It whispers that you should wait until the perfect time. It convinces you that failure will define you forever. But fear rarely tells the whole story. It never shows you the confidence you will gain after trying. It never reveals the wisdom you will earn from your mistakes. It never shows you the strength that grows each time you refuse to let fear make your decisions. Imagine someone who dreams of starting a business. For years, they prepare, learn, and imagine what success could look like. But every time they're about to begin, doubt appears. What if it doesn't work? What if people criticize me? What if I lose money? Eventually, another year passes, then another. The dream remains alive, but only in their imagination. Now imagine another person with the same dream. They also feel afraid. They also have doubts. But instead of waiting for fear to disappear, they begin anyway. They make mistakes. They learn difficult lessons. They improve little by little. 5 years later, they have built something meaningful. Not because they were fearless, but because they refused to let fear become their leader. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing progress even while fear is walking beside you. This lesson applies to every area of life. Maybe your challenge is not starting a business. Maybe it is returning to school. Maybe it is improving your health. Maybe it is repairing a relationship shift. Maybe it is speaking up for yourself after years of remaining silent. Whatever your challenge may be, remember this. Growth begins the moment you decide that your future matters more than your temporary discomfort. One of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make is to stop seeing challenges as punishment. Instead, begin seeing them as preparation. Every challenge teaches something valuable. Failure teaches humility. Disappointment teaches resilience. Patience teaches endurance. Responsibility teaches maturity. None of these lessons are easy, but all of them are necessary. Imagine a blacksmith shaping a piece of steel. The metal must pass through intense heat before it becomes strong enough for its purpose. Without the heat, it remains weak. Without pressure, it never develops strength. Life often works the same way. The difficult seasons you wish would disappear may actually be preparing you for responsibilities you are not yet ready to carry. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this experience teaching me?" That single question transforms problems into opportunities for growth. Another obstacle that keeps people trapped in comfort is the desire for certainty. Many people believe they need complete confidence before taking action. But confidence rarely comes first. Action comes first. Confidence grows because of action. Think about the first time you learned to ride a bicycle, drive a car, or speak in front of others. You were probably nervous. You probably made mistakes. But every attempt made the next one easier. Confidence was not a gift that appeared before you started. It was a reward for continuing despite your uncertainty. The same principle still applies today. If you wait until you feel completely ready, you may wait forever. Progress belongs to those who begin before everything feels perfect. There will always be reasons to delay your goals. You will feel tired. You will feel uncertain. You will feel distracted. But remember, your feelings are temporary. Your decisions create lasting consequences. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you become a stronger version of yourself. Every difficult conversation builds courage. Every disciplined morning strengthens character. Every setback survived increases resilience. Every challenge faced expands your confidence. Little by little, the person you once hoped to become starts appearing in your daily actions. There is another important truth many people overlook. Growth is rarely comfortable because it requires change. You cannot become healthier while keeping unhealthy habits. You cannot become financially secure while continuing careless spending. You cannot become mentally strong while avoiding every difficult situation. Champ demands sacrifice. But the pain of discipline is far lighter than the pain of regret. Years from now, you will not regret the mornings you woke up early to improve yourself. You will not regret the hours you invested in learning. You will not regret choosing integrity over shortcuts. You will regret the opportunities you never pursued because fear convinced you to stay where you were. Do not let comfort quietly steal the future you deserve. Every great life is built one courageous decision at a time. One conversation, one habit, one challenge. One step forward. You do not need to transform your entire life today. You simply need to choose the next right action, then repeat that choice tomorrow, and the day after that. Eventually, those small decisions create extraordinary change. Never underestimate what can happen when you consistently choose growth over comfort. The road may be difficult, the progress may feel slow, and the challenges may test every part of your character, but each step is preparing you for a future that comfort could never provide. Believe in your ability to grow, trust the lessons hidden inside every obstacle, and keep moving forward with courage. One day, you will look back